First, let me just thank the State Chamber, particularly also our local Chamber of Commerce, have really come out in support of House Bill 2435. This idea of a visiting scholars bill is not new, obviously, because we've been looking for ways to engage our local community, those professionals in career and technical education to come work in our buildings. And what we're trying to do, and this really is because of the leadership of Tony Grignani, the principal at Hickman, was to expand this not just for those business type of professionals, but really expanding it to look at those career pathways for any other types of professionals. So someone with a history degree, someone with a English degree, someone with a math degree or science degree that may not have a teaching degree, but has that content knowledge that could come work in our schools. So we recognize that we actually have some hard to fill jobs. We have had to rely on some online learning, which is an opportunity for kids, but we'd love to have that blended, that face-to-face and an online platform. So this legislation is super important for us in Columbia, and we know in our rural, suburban, and urban schools around the state that this is really important to them too.
It's also about what opportunities we can provide students within our school districts. So we know that the job force, both in traditional jobs, but as well as academic research, that you need specialization in those skills, and it can be difficult to find somebody with that skill set as we try to prepare our students for a 21st century skill set. And so we want to be able to bring in those people that have already worked in those fields, already done those jobs, have those certificates, and they can come and immediately make an impact on our students.
So to bring those real-world, project-based opportunities of experiences that professionals have had to bring it into the classroom is super important and makes the learning relevant. So you're not just learning geometry for geometry's sake. You're learning potentially from someone who's worked on a building project who can then say, this is where we struggled and this is where you use that math. It brings the relevance to education.
Absolutely, I echo that. When I was in high school, my AP physics teacher was a former civics engineer, and so he was able to come in, our civil engineer, and able to come in and apply what we were learning to things that he had done on the job, and that definitely made it more interesting and engaging to me. As opposed to just studying theory, we're now studying things in practice.